Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Dale, and thank you to everyone here today to honor our veterans. I particularly want to thank all the public servants who are here joining us today for being part of this ceremony. First and foremost, I want to begin today by recognizing all those among us who have been part of the great brotherhood and sisterhood we call the U.S. military. It is your service and sacrifice that has kept our country safe and free. No matter which branch you served in, whatever your job path or how many years you served, raising your hand and committing yourself to service in the military was a brave and selfless act. It was an act that resulted in few guarantees of where you would be assigned, whether and where you might deploy, and in some cases, if you would return home in one piece or at all. But know that because of your service, America can sleep peacefully at night. Earlier this week, I took a journey to New York City to reflect upon and explore the notion of why we fight. That journey took me to Federal Hall in Lower Manhattan, where General George Washington took the oath of office as the first president of the United States following the War for Independence. From there, it was to the grave of Alexander Hamilton, who was memorialized as the patriot of incorruptible integrity, the soldier of approved valor, and the statesman of consummate wisdom. The journey took me to the General Ulysses S. Grant National Memorial Site, an enduring monument that testifies to a people's gratitude for the man who ended the bloodiest conflict in American history as commanding general of the Union Army, and then, as President of the United States, strove to heal a nation after a civil war and make rights for all citizens a reality. From there, it was off to the Hall of Fame for Great Americans, which stands as a secular shrine to 96 great men and women who contributed to the economic, political, or cultural life of the nation. Two men with connections to our community of Franklin are among the 96 honored there, Benjamin Franklin and Horace Mann. And that Hall of Fame stands on the heights occupied by the British Army in the autumn of 1776 during its attack on Fort Washington. The journey then took me to the 9/11 Memorial and Museum, which remembers and honors the 2,983 people killed in the horrific attacks of September 11, 2001, and February 26, 1993. That site recognizes the endurance of those who survived, the courage of those who risked their lives to save others, and the compassion of all who supported us in our darkest hours. Now, while at the 9/11 Memorial, I looked up at the beacon of light shining 1,776 feet high at the top of the One World Trade Center known as the Freedom Tower. And that beacon shines brightly. And incidentally, that beacon of light was designed and constructed by an engineer and company right here in Franklin, Massachusetts. Now, all of these sites, memorials, and beacons stand as reminders that we fight to preserve peace, we fight to preserve freedom, and we fight so that our children may enjoy the blessings of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We create these monuments and memorials as testimony to the ideals of enduring freedom. Military men and women know the risks involved in preserving liberty, but they accept them in many cases so that others won't have to. Vocalizing our gratitude to those veterans for their service is noble and deserved. In illustrating our thanks with actions is even more impactful. It is in that spirit that I'm proud to be here to help commemorate this newest monument the Veterans Memorial Walkway. Virtue may be its own reward, but we believe that virtuosity deserves some concrete and tangible form of recognition. From the time of the laurel wreath awarded by the ancient Greeks, we recognize that in every field of endeavor, some people are deserving of recognition for their valor. And from those early days, we have built monuments to honor their renown, their distinction, and their eminence. Like all of the monuments and memorials I visited this week, this walkway is a tribute to greatness, personal sacrifice, and commitment. I'm so proud that over 1,000 people bought bricks to commemorate a loved one and contribute to the financial success of the project. I'm proud that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts also contributed to make this project a success. And I am proud to be a member of the legislature that passed yet another veterans bill known as the BRAVE Act, which Susan so wisely remarked about. That act, and many of the acts that we pass, maintains Massachusetts as the #1 state in the nation for the breadth of benefits and services offered to veterans and military families. It's no small coincidence that the state that ignited the flame of liberty would honor those who protect and preserve our freedom. You veterans cared enough to give the full measure of your devotion, and our way to give thanks is by giving you the best in monuments and deeds. You deserve it. To my friends and neighbors gathered here today, thank you for taking the time to remember our heroes. They never gave up on us, and we can never give up on them. To the veterans, thank you for all you have done to keep us free, and please accept these measures as tokens of appreciation from a grateful community and a grateful state. May God bless each and every one of you, our community, our Commonwealth, and our nation. Thank you very much.